oh, we don't want that there, but the zoning code says that it can, and the council says no, now you've got the kind of lawsuit that Clark County is facing over the Walmart up at Salmon Creek, or a list of other things as long as your arm that the county is facing. And that's it.
Well, can I just mention that we're not just talking of continuing the agreement, we're talking about money.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about deferring the receipt of money for the city. And it's my recommendation only that it not be made on a staff level.
Is there a reason that we have to have an option for an extension in the agreement?
Well, I think, I believe the short answer would be only because we can't foresee every circumstance that's gonna arise out there and something that may happen in, if we end up with a $50 million commercial construction site, things that could happen in there where you may want to still negotiate with the owners to keep moving on it, and you're willing to delay that one as well.
Which is another reason why I want the staff to be able to do it, because if it comes back to the council, you're looking at a week to a month. And with a $50 million construction program going on, I've been a project manager. The idea of delaying a week to a month is anathema. You've got manpower, you've got materials. Help me out here, Trevor. You're managing a project like that. Somebody puts you on a
problematic. Problematic, similar to change orders. Lots of times, time is of the essence. It has to get done out in the field. Construction-wise, I'm sure it's the same for the inspectors and for the building officials.
Mayor or his designee.
Do so.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
I agree with Joanne on this. I really think we have to, as a council, define our responsibilities and execute those things we've been charged to do. One of the things that we got in trouble for in the last year or two is that we've operated not as a legislative branch, but as an extension of the executive branch. And I think we've got to stand up, and this has got to be one of these things where we oversee this program because we're implementing it. I don't think we can just push it off on the staff and say update as it goes. We've got to be hands-on, I believe, on this. So I really feel like this is really a part of our duty and our responsibility.
Haven't you just made a point against your own argument here? You said that we got into trouble for doing executive functions, and you want us to do the day-to-day oversight of something like this?
No, we're not doing day-to-day oversight. We're talking about case by case. That there may be something that we need to revisit, but we need to do it as a council. That's not something we can say, here, make policy decision on a staff level. That's something that's our responsibility that we need to see. So, no, it's not. I'm not at all contradicting myself. I'm saying that we need to make sure that we keep the separation of the branches intact and that we are executing those things that are our responsibility to execute.
Also, there's a good possibility that with experience, when a case comes up before us, that'll give us more impetus to be able to adjust this code in the final version.
If we are going to, if we are going to give the option of an extension, I guess I sort of see it similar to the appeal process that we just recently went through, when there's been a decision and an agreement, and then they come to exactly, they come to council, for the appeal process. At that point, we take it on a case-by-case basis and make a decision.
Joanne?
Yeah, I'm going to throw another thought out there, which I am contradicting my recommendation. The situation that you're talking about, though, that can really stall a project. Mm-hmm. It takes a long time.
Which we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And the other thing
would have
is
to be done expeditiously.
I mean, I'm certainly willing to make that decision. That's what you pay me for, is to make that decision. And if you feel that I'm not making good decisions, then you should be putting great pressure on the mayor to get rid of me. So it's not like I'm unwilling to make the decision. I just know that it's a sensitive issue with the past that we've had. Mm-hmm. and public trust.
Rod?
I don't have a problem with what John said. I have a problem with the fact that, what does WCIA say when we go to court over this, and we've not done it? That's one of those big, land use issues is one of those ones that they've come and told us.
Yeah.
Make sure that either you know exactly what you're doing, or you turn it over to a hearing examiner. So all I'm trying to do is keep us out of that arena.
Well, the hearings examiner, if we turn it over to the hearings examiner, that's even longer than
Yeah.
coming to
Oh, I
council.
understand. I'm not arguing the process. I
And
just don't want to
costly,
get.
yeah.
It's important that the policies that we set, that when we do establish them, that they're equally distributed amongst everyone who comes before us. You know, when we had the issue with the Best Western, and they were like, your guys' connection fees are outrageous, and, you know, if something's not done, we're getting out. Well, when we went back to revisit that, we had to make policy for everyone, not just Best Western. And I would hate for us to get into the circumstances where we're giving staff, we're having staff make special giving special treatment or.
I don't see that in this paragraph. I see this only being something that is not recognized up front that is gonna exceed that 12-month limitation
Right.
on paying those fees.
Yeah,
It only comes back to the paying the fees, not other
Yeah.
issues, not other fees.
I think it's important, though. I think we're able to work pretty quick if we need to work quick. I think, if there's something that we need to review and move through in a week, I think we have that ability to do that.
I'm wondering if you even need to, though. And I would agree with Joanne's first assessment. Given things that I know that the rest of this body doesn't know of what may have transpired in the past, I would feel fine if we left the language, if we put into the language that it could be done at an administrative level if it has the concurrence of both the mayor and the director. And that still doesn't close the gap completely, but it is far better when you combine it with the whistleblower policy and the ethics policy that are gonna be coming forward of making it as painful as it can be for anybody to decide to do something other than what should be done.
And the other thing,
This is waiving this for another 2 months, another 12 months is truly administrative when you get down to it. Because it's not a huge piece of it, but depending on what those dollars are and what the issue is.
Right.
and the other thing is that for a $50 million project, what we need 48 hours notice for a special meeting? For a $50 million project, I think you can have a special meeting.
Yep.
Plus, there are budget considerations too. I mean, this is a weighty decision. If we allow these extensions, I mean, it could affect future budget.
And how large it is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it like it is, and if council would like to amend during their motion, I can always go back and change the document. The other items are, just some grammatical ones and, spelling, but also, the city attorney reviewed it and he has added the information about, at the end of the lien, and also the lien release, which was brought up. And then the only other issue is the 18 months and whether we want to do 3 to 4 to 5 years, or, I think I have a consensus that 18 months is not long enough.